Y'all come on in. Everybody come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome everybody, welcome. Tag your friend and tag your neighbor. Clap for y'all, come on in and share the video. Come on in. Y'all share the video, tag your neighbor, tag your friend. Because we on here in the midst of me doing all the stuff that I'm doing for my beloved city of Mobile, Alabama. I had a parent to hit me up about an incident that happened to her son that she want to bring attention to, and she want to come on here and tell her story. I said, come on here. I need you on here. I need you on here to tell your story. So make sure y'all share this video. Make sure y'all share this video. This video is concerning the children, and if it has affected, and if it is affecting her child, the same people are over your kids, so it's gonna affect your kids too, the adults in the situation. So make sure y'all share the video and tag a friend and tag a neighbor, and tell them to come on in. Lala, Michelle, Janae. I don't know if you on here or not, but if they come on here, and it's to anybody, I don't care who you work for and who you can to. If you come on here with that bullshit, please promptly block their ass up off my shit. Period. I just want to say welcome to everybody. Welcome to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys for coming on here. I appreciate you guys for being concerned. It should be about 1,000 people on here, but I appreciate y'all for being concerned, because that lets me know that the people on here are concerned about what's going on with children, period, but definitely for the residents of Mobile, Alabama, and who have children in the Mobile County public school system. Okay, Naylisha. All right. Y'all know y'all have to tell me when y'all inbox me, because I got so many. I got 4. I be in and out. I be in and out. So who we have on here today? We got Christy Nicole on here today, and Christy did not want to show her face, so you will not see her face on here. The last time she tried to come out and tell her story, she started being stalked and harassed online. So I told her that I wouldn't show her face, but she was okay with me saying her name. And like I told her, if people start inboxing you over some bullshit and you don't know who they is, block. Period. Just hit them with one of these. Okay. So I want to tell everybody to welcome Christy to the show. Christy, welcome to Somebody's Business, girl.
Thank you.
And I want you to introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll get into the story.
My name is Christy, and my son's name is Eric.
Okay. And we just gonna jump right on in. We're gonna jump right on into the story. So your son Eric, your son Eric ended up going to Pathway behavioral school. But what school did he come from?
John Will.
He came from John Will. And what reason was it? Your son ended up, his father passed, and then he had his uncle pass, which is his father's twin brother.
Uh-huh.
And they passed at a younger age, but he always knew who his uncle was. So he was dealing with. Can you tell us? I don't want to tell your story. Can you tell us what was your son dealing with prior to the incident that we're going to talk about?
Depression. He was just dealing with a lot of depression, like, want to be with his dad and stuff like that.
Okay. And what was it that prompted the people at the school to send him to where he ended up at?
Because of him writing a letter. He wrote the letter, and they was like, that's kind of strange, him writing a letter like that. and they was like, maybe we need to send him somewhere, where people can better assist him with what he dealing with. So they was
So
telling me that
go ahead.
he was going over to the school not for like behavior, but they saying that they can better assist him with, I guess grieving or something. I don't know. I didn't understand it myself, but I
Okay.
agreed
Okay.
to it because I thought that was might be the right thing to do.
You agree because of what?
I thought that, probably be the right thing to do. Like, they were saying that it was teachers over there that can better assist him and help him with what he's dealing with.
Okay. So before we go any further, I'm going to read the letter um, that your son wrote, that which was the reason why they ended up sending him to a behavioral school with kids with behavioral problems. Yeah. I lost my dad to the system. When I grew up, I used to be a killer. Every night I cry. This is a poem he wrote. Every night I cry, no cap. I'm not lying. He used to be a G. He didn't never see me. Now he in the sky. Everybody crying. I'm a double cup. I'm a double cup Sprite. I watch Nick at night. My dad look at me. He be like, no fighting. That's violence. He used to be a G. He used to work at McD's. He used to double cup Diet Coke. Every day is full of emotions. How are you feeling today? A hungry, hungry hippo. Every video is cringe. You know me. I'm the man. Man, slat, slime. And so your baby wrote this poem. And when he wrote this poem, this is the poem that prompted John Will. Who was it at John Will that decided that because he wrote this poem and he was grieving the death of his dad, not having a dad, and then losing his dad twin brother, which is his uncle. This is the poem that they used to send him to a behavioral school. How was your son's behavior in school before um he wrote this poem? How was his behavior in school like?
Um, I mean, he act out a lot, like he want attention, and he's always talking about his dad every day. So to me, I'm like, okay, when he be acting out, he want attention, cause he always say other kids got a dad, but I don't.
How old is your son?
Now he's 13.
And at the time, he was how old?
I think like 7. I think he
Okay.
was 7.
Okay. Um, what else finna ask you? So they ended up sending him over there to the school. Prior to this, he was having behavioral problems in school. That when you say he was having doing stuff at school, can you tell me some of the stuff that he was doing in class, like that you would consider as like behavioral?
Really, the concern they had was he would just sleep every day, all the time. Just sleep. They'll take pictures and send me pictures of him just sleep every day.
So was he fighting any other students there?
Yeah, he have had a fight with someone. Yes.
Okay. 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 So he was having but was all of that combined is what sent him to the behavioral school, or was it this particular thing that he wrote what sent him to behavioral
It's
school?
like when he wrote that, it seemed like that's when they was, they contacted me and were like, we need to have a meeting. And when I got there, it was the principal, and like 3 other teachers, and the counselor. And it's like they was all just saying at the same time, this right here what he wrote is unacceptable, and he's dealing with a lot of stuff, and we're gonna send him somewhere that he can get help, and the teachers over there they can better assist him with what he got going on. That
Okay.
was it was like the letter was the straw. The letter was just
Was the straw that broke the camel back.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So he gets there. You agree because under the pretense that they have people there that can assist him with his anxiety and depression and with the things that he had going on, which was causing him to act out.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets there. How does he get to school? His first day of school, does he go by bus or do you
Um,
drop?
I took him and we listened to church music all the way down.
Okay, so you get to school, you drop your baby off, your baby goes into school. Um, Something happens when he's at the school. Can you explain what happens?
Okay. I gotta go to the part of him getting off the bus when I first found out, you know.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
Um,
okay, because he comes home with his arm broken. And
yeah.
when he comes home with his arm broken. This is when you first see him, and he gets off the bus. Okay,
Hmm.
go ahead.
Yeah, so when he got off the bus, I see his arm broke. It's like this. I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, that man broke my arm. See, I'm thinking it was the man on the school bus because it was a lady driving and it was a man on the bus as well. And so I
Okay,
ran to the bus and I'm going off on them like, what y'all did to my child? And they were like, we didn't do anything to him. He was asleep the whole time he been on the bus. And so I get him in the car and take him to the hospital. And on my way going to the hospital, I'm asking like, who did this? You know what I'm saying? At the time, he didn't know the man's name, but he was telling me. He said, well, he went to go see the Alta Point lady. The Alta Point lady came and got him out of class. When she came and got him out of class and talked to him or whatever, she did not walk him back. She just sent him back to the class. And as he's walking back to the
although this
classroom,
is his first day, and this was his
yes, this
first
is the
day,
first
right?
day, the first and only day. Yes, this is the
Okay,
first day. And on his way walking back to the class, he said the man came up to him was like, "Is your name Eric Watson?" And he was like, "Yes." So he took him around the building. They took him outside around the building. Now we don't see what's going on behind the building. So when he come from
right.
behind the building, you know what I'm saying? You can look at his arm and it was broke. Didn't nobody never call me or anything, you know what I'm saying, to say nothing. And I'm trying to talk to the principal and she don't have nothing to say to me. Did nobody want to talk to me about nothing?
Okay, so your so allegedly, because I'm gonna say alleged, and I'm saying
Uh-huh.
allegedly because I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So your son. First of all, I want to play this video real quick. I want everybody to see this video. I'm gonna play this real fast. Wait a minute, y'all. Lord have mercy. Oh Lord, be quiet, team. Lord, team. Okay, bye, team, because you're doing too much. Okay, I'm gonna play this video. Wait a minute, not this one, not this one. This is the one I want to play. My hand broke. Then it had popped and one cup. He said, "Oh."
Then what happened?
Then I was trying to try my mom, but they looked.
And they sent him home on the bus at 3 o'clock, made home at 5.
Right there is where the baby is telling you what happened. He's telling you that the man had put his hand had broke his arm. So the guy in question who we're talking about is the guy who allegedly broke his arm is named Lawrence B. Campbell Jr. This is who he is. So he took your son behind a building. He asked your son what your son's name was. When your son said his name, he took your son behind a building and he allegedly broke his arm. When they came back in the building, when he came back in the building, so once you find out that the baby comes in the building, you get up to the school. What happens once you see your baby and you get up to the school?
That was the next morning,
Okay, so the
because
next morning.
yes, that was the next morning when I finally went to the school because he got off the bus so late that I knew one about it at the school. So I just went straight to the hospital. But I went up there the next morning, and they just asked him questions or whatever, and recorded what he was saying, you know, the
They
conversation
asked
they
two
was having
questions.
with him.
They asked two questions.
They were asking my son, you know, what happened and stuff like that.
And what did your son say?
The same thing he told me.
Have you coached your son at any point on what to say?
No, ma'am.
Have you at any point told your son that you're trying to get financial gain? So that's the reason why you want him to accuse Mr. Campbell of breaking his arm.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you get up there to the school and he's telling the administration what happened. He tell them what happened. What does the what do they say?
Um, I don't know what's going on. You know, he never told me anything about his arm broke. He said, "Yes, I did. You seen my arm, and I told you to call my mama." She was like, "No, you never told me that." And you know, she was like grinning a little bit. You know, like it was funny.
Mm-mm-mm. So he asked to call. They didn't let him call. He comes home to you with a broken arm, getting off the bus late. Um, when you get up to the school, did they show you any kind of videotape or anything of the incident
No,
that
man.
happened?
No, I had to wait a couple of weeks and let an attorney take me to the police station and watch a video. But the video they were showing us is like it was chopped up. Like it kept like skipping parts and they had to go to different parts or whatever. And we see on the camera of him taking him behind the building, but it's not on camera what happened behind the building.
Let me
You
ask you
know,
this. Let me ask you this right here, Christy. What did the school tell you, or who, or what did the people at the school? What did they tell you happened to your son?
he was running. He had to be running or something, and his arm it hit the wall and it broke on his own. Like he broke his own arm.
How did they come to the conclusion that he was running and he ran into a wall and broke his own arm?
I have no idea because the tape we seen, I mean, it kept, like I said, it kept chopping up. You know what I'm saying? But on the tape, we
And
never seen him running at all.
that was my next question. At any time, did you see him running, or did you see
No,
him fall, or did you
no,
see him like he was getting up from being running into a wall or anything like that? Anything that
no,
gave you
man,
any indication that he was running and he hurt himself?
no, ma'am.
And that's a good question, Jessica. Why would he be running? He just got to the school. Allegedly, what time did this incident happen?
My son said it happened a couple hours after him being there. So, you know, I'm thinking like 10 o'clock early in the morning.
So what you telling me is your baby walked around school all day with a broke arm from
He's
approximately 10 a.m. till he got to you at 5 p.m.
he told me he was sitting in the principal office the whole time.
You know what? Y'all down there in Mobile. So baby, it just
So even if you saying he didn't tell you to call my mama, my arm broke, why would he bring him straight to your office and he's sitting there in your face the whole rest of the
all
day?
day. Why he not in class? He sit up there for a reason.
Yes.
Okay, so in you trying to get some type of justice for what happened to your son, and let me ask you, no, and they did not notify her, Azana, they did not notify her. She didn't find out that her baby arm was broke until her baby got off the bus with his arm broke. He said all day in the office from approximately 10 a.m. when the incident happened at approximately 10 a.m. So he had been sitting in the office approximately till right after he got his arm broke until he got to his mama at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. you say, Christy? Approximately.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I didn't
So
understand why he got, they brought him home so late. But, by it being his first day, I'm not knowing exactly what time he would pull up. But I knew close to 5. I'm like, nah, he supposed to be here. And then for him to be the only child on the bus, it made me feel like they was like riding around with him on that, you know what I'm saying, till that everybody left the school or something. I didn't understand that.
Let me ask you this. What happened? What once you went and told them what happened? What happened with Mr. Campbell?
Nothing. When I went there the next morning to talk to them, he was on campus, and it was like the principal was trying to walk me around certain ways so I wouldn't see him.
And then why was he trying to walk you around certain ways?
I have no idea. I
Did
guess
did
because
you
she
did you
knew he the one brought her. He brought him to her office, you know. So that means she knew she knew what happened and everything. She knew.
and so when you went back to school the next morning, the teacher was there on campus, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Were there ever any consequences that you know
No,
of?
ma'am. No, ma'am. And then up where they did the interview at, when they was interviewing my son, asking him all these questions, what happened? It was like a board in there with all the teachers' pictures on it. And he pointed the man out. He said that's who did it. And he pointed at him.
Why do you think this guy picked your son out?
To me, I believe it's some kind of get back. I believe his dad probably did something to him in the past, and I kind of feel like he just took it out on his child.
So did your son's deceased father and Mr. Campbell grow up together? Did they know each other?
From my understanding, they from the same area.
Have you ever had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Campbell?
No, he blocked
Since
me
this
on
inc-
Facebook.
He blocked you on Facebook. Wow. Okay. Since this
Mhm.
incident, have the school reached out to you at any time to see how your son is doing, what is going on, how anything since he didn't come back to the school?
Nope, they didn't. Nobody got in contact or nothing. That's when he started going to the child advocacy app. What it called?
Child Advocacy
The
Center.
yeah, he started going there, and then he was going there like twice a week
Okay.
and
Before we
talk
get to that
to.
point,
Hmm.
before we get to that point,
Hmm.
did you press any charges against Mr. Campbell when this happened?
They told me I couldn't. They told me that the district attorney had to do it.
So they told you that you couldn't press charges and that the
Mm,
district attorney had to press the charges. Who told you
yes,
that?
ma'am. Everybody at the school board, like different. Everybody was saying it. Even the police officer. The police officer that came to the hospital, he even told me that they had to do it.
So
I
you
didn't
couldn't go press
understand that
charges.
part.
So you couldn't go
No,
press
ma'am.
charges against the man. So you couldn't go press charges against the man that told you. I mean, the man that broke your son's arm. You couldn't go press no charges. Couldn't take no press no kind of do no criminal action against him.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you was told.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you did go and get a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what did the lawyer say? And how many lawyers did you try to get?
Three of them.
And what did the lawyers tell you?
That they didn't want to take the case or whatever. They It's no kind of real evidence of what happened behind the building.
But there's also no evidence of your son hurting himself.
No, ma'am.
You know, I just want to say to the people down there at the school and all that kind of shit. And let me ask you this: when you tried to get a lawyer, okay, so the lawyers wouldn't help you or anything, right? You couldn't get no
No, ma'am.
help from the lawyers. So when you went
No,
back, what
man.
did you, at that point when you seen that you couldn't get no help from the lawyers? What did you go and what was your next step? What else did you try to do, and how did that make you feel?
I mean, I fell into depression because I'm knowing that somebody hurt my child and I can't do nothing about it. So I kind of fell into depression myself behind it.
I can't put your mouth back in the phone. I can't hear you. It's like you covering the phone up a little bit.
Like I said, it's like I fell in depression myself, because I'm knowing that my child, somebody hurt him and I can't do nothing about it.
And so you couldn't get no help from the school board. You couldn't get no help from the school. You couldn't get no help from the lawyers. That's because all them motherfuckers connected anyway. The school board,
Yes, ma'am.
the
They're all
law
connected.
offices. Yeah, they all connected. Um, what was my next question? So what how has your son been since this incident? Let me ask you this right quick before we get to that. What did you do about school for the rest of the year? Like, was your baby able to go back to John
Um,
Will, or
no,
did
he
you have to
did
put him in another school?
homeschool. He did homeschool for 2 years.
Okay, okay. How has this since has happened? How has it affected your son?
Jumping up in
Even
his
although
sleep
this
at
happened
night.
in 2018, how has it affected him?
He's, not sleeping well at night. He jumps in his sleep. When we go somewhere and he sees somebody with dreads, he watch the person till we far down the street. He's still looking back like he's trying to see if that's the man.
Krista, I just feel let me ask you, as a mother, going through this as a mother, how has this affected you as a mother besides the depression? Because I
I
would be
just
depressed
feel
too, as I
hopeless.
felt, huh?
I just feel hopeless. Like I feel like I failed him, because I agreed for him to go there, and it happened. And then after it happened, I can't do nothing about it. So it just had me down, and I'm still down about it, because I still feel like, man, I can help you, you know. So it just made me feel bad.
You know, I'm so sorry for what happened to your son because your baby don't deserve it. Sometimes, especially having a child who doesn't have a father, and the only father figure he knows gets killed outside of his father being killed, and then going to a school where he's being allegedly assaulted by another black male figure.
Yeah.
It's disheartening. Um, it's just it's just fucked up. I just feel so bad, that they are allowing all of this stuff to happen. And because this is not your baby ain't the only baby that had something happen to your baby and had a bone broken or an arm broken or a foot broken. I got somebody in my inbox right now, and I got to hear her back, who baby got they foot broken at the damn school. And I don't think I gotta go up in here and look and see what she said. I don't think she had knew that her baby, that they ain't called her to let her know that her baby foot was broke.
They
I don't
don't
know
care.
what they don't care. Y'all don't care. It's probably some of y'all on the board that care, and some of y'all that's working at these schools that make the decisions that care. But the physical abuse, the sexual abuse that's going on in Mobile County public school system is ridiculous. And the people that's sitting around helping to cover it up, y'all some sad motherfuckers. And y'all cues, I just want y'all to know I'm gonna uncover all y'all shit. Cause all y'all bitches down there connected. All y'all cues, y'all tight. Y'all tight. Y'all tight. But baby, I'm trying my best to get these kids. And let me tell y'all something. before I get back to you and we close out this interview, Christy. If there are any kids down there, any teenagers down there that want to come on here and tell their story, because other victims have come forward about Melvin Young, cute out, or whatever the fuck he is. I'm trying my damn. Y'all don't have to put your face on camera. If you don't want to put your face on camera, you don't got to put your face on camera, and you don't even got to put your name right there. You don't even got to put your name right there. I need you guys to come forward and speak up. Yeah. Every day, I should be interviewing somebody that's stepping forward and saying enough is enough. I need y'all parents to talk to y'all children. And some of y'all parents have been talking to y'all children. Y'all been talking back and let me know what's been going on. I need them on this. I need them on this show. I need them on this show. I need the world to know. I need them to let the world know exactly what is happening to them under the watch of these teachers, principals, these board members, all of that shit. People need to know. And the only way people gonna know is if y'all tell it. I need y'all to tell. I need y'all to tell. Christy, is there anything else that you want to say before we get off of here?
I mean, and another thing is like he think the man is out to get him. You know, ever since that man did it, you know, like I told you, it's a car can be going down the street and they going kind of slow. He running the house crying, tears, saying somebody trying to do a drive-by and all this and that. I just feel like he should not be thinking all that kind of stuff like that at a young age. You know, thinking somebody out to get him.
That's just sad, and that's exactly what's going on. When you guys don't say nothing, when you don't stand behind your children and make them strong enough, and obviously, Christy, you've been doing a damn good job because your baby came home and told you exactly what was going on. But when you're not being a parent like she's being right now and stepping forward and saying something and willing to stand in the gap for your baby, not just in an inbox and behind closed doors, but willing to say, look, this happened to my child. And fuck how my mama feel about it. Fuck how my auntie feel about it. Fuck how my friends feel about it. Fuck how they gonna feel at the school. Fuck how anybody gonna look at me. All of that. When you say...
because I feel like he shouldn't be working around kids. You know, I mean, you know, even if y'all didn't want to lock him up for what he did to my child, why do y'all allow him to still be around other kids? Like, it's okay. If he did it one time, he'll do it again.
Yeah, and has probably done it again. But when y'all don't say nothing and when y'all don't stand up for y'all children, look at the trauma this baby is living. Your child already, if they're being sexually assaulted, if they're being physically assaulted, right? And they can't come to you and talk to you about it. And when they do tell you about it, you don't do nothing. They don't see no action being taken. They don't see nothing. They just see you sitting on your ass, still sitting around getting hot and drunk and going to the club and doing whatever it is you're doing. You ain't making no noise for them. You ain't fighting for them. When you do that, where you think they find it? What kind of self-worth you think your child gonna have? Yeah. If somebody's doing something to me, and if my own mama or daddy or whoever that child has guardianship over that child, if they don't stand for them, do you think that's going to affect the way your child feel about themselves? That's going to affect their self-worth, because if you can't fucking stand up for me and I came out your ass,
well, how can they expect me?
Huh?
I know one thing, they missed his trust. He don't trust nobody. And he got to keep his eyes on me because he keeps saying that he don't want me to die like his daddy. So he is like, now lately, it's like he attempts to get in trouble. And I'm asking, like, you know, everybody asking him, like, what's wrong? What's the problem? He said he want to keep his eyes on me.
Because I know you was telling me about that, and you was telling me that, like, he just watches you like a hawk. He sits there and literally stares at you.
Stare at me, yes.
And what is his reason?
He just say he don't want nothing to happen to me. He said he can't lose a mama and a dad.
I hope that by bringing these stories to y'all, that it really makes other parents wake up. It really makes other parents wake up, and it really makes um people say enough is enough. You know, because if it's happening to if it's happening to her baby, and it has happened to her baby, what's stopping it from happening to your child or
Yes.
your grandchild? So I really want y'all to think about that. Is there anything else you want to say, Christy?
No, that's all. I just want the people to know, I'm not trying to just do this out of spite, but I'm doing this because I care about other kids and I don't want him to hurt somebody else's child. And so by me coming and talking about it, I hope people watch him when he's around their kids.
Right. And that's what it's all about, bringing awareness. Let me ask you this
Yes.
before we go. Do you know if he's still at that school or at another school?
From my understanding, he's still at the same school.
And I want to say one more thing. Sometimes when kids go to somewhere like that, to a behavioral school, a lot of times the teachers put every child in the same category. Every child got to be bad. Every child got to be, you know what I'm saying? And they handle every child with the same. They paint every child with the same brush. And when you in the business that y'all asses in down there, and you dealing with children with behavioral issues, with mental issues, and all of that kind of stuff, you cannot. I don't know how the hell y'all got y'all degrees. You cannot paint every child with a brush. It's just like, it's common sense. It's just like having your own children. Some children you can talk to rough, and they like, all right, and they gonna do what you got to say. Some children you can't cuss out like that because they might be suicidal and take it and internalize it as you hate them when you just cussing their ass out and tell them to go up in there and do what you've been telling them to do for all day, and they ain't did it. But you can't handle every child the same way. You can't speak to every child the same way. You cannot treat every child the same way. You just can't. And with y'all, these not being y'all children, with these not even being y'all children, and with y'all going to school to learn how to talk to other people's children, I mean, none of this stuff, this shit just shouldn't even happen. But I hope that everybody share this video. I hope that you guys, because sharing this video is making it people aware of what's going on and what's being covered up and the things that are not being handled and done. And not only are they not being done, but y'all ain't got no fucking empathy down there. Like, y'all ain't got no empathy. No empathy. The people that know that this happened, because you also tried to get in touch with Ashley Rich, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. And every
And
time I
you
talk
see,
to her, she would walk off like she didn't want to talk about it.
and you got in contact. You spoke to her. You spoke to her face to face, right?
Yes, ma'am, at the school board, because when it happened, I was at that school board every day. I was there every day and trying to demand answers or something. I was there every day and I kept seeing her. And I tried to talk to her about it and she'd walk off, like she didn't want to talk about it.
And on that note, Jacoria, I don't want you to get blocked. I don't want you to get blocked. So I don't know if you need to keep that down now. On that note, I just want to tell you, thank you so much, Christy, for coming on here. Thank you for standing in the gap for your baby. Thank you for saying something and not being afraid to say something. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you to the class squad. Thank you to everybody that shared this video. If y'all haven't shared the video, I don't even know why y'all even on here. The point is to bring awareness, not to be nosy, but to bring awareness and to care about children outside of your own. So it's 95 people on here right now, so it should have been shared 95 times. I'm just saying. I want everybody to take their personal feelings out of it. I want everybody to think about the children Share the video. Let adult people decide for themselves. But again, thank you to everybody. I love y'all. I love everybody that love me. I fuck with everybody that fuck with me. And if you don't, what my thing? And if you get mad because your people on here, baby, I don't know what you on here for anyway. Because I ain't got no out with nobody. But I'm going to let these children have a voice, and whether they come from them or their parents or me, I'm going to be on here. I love y'all. And y'all have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much, Krista, for being on here. I'm going to talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.